मैं मुतमिन हूँ कि गुलाम मोहतरम सैयद इबरार हुसैन नकवी साहब के बड़ी बरफरोज हूँ और अपने मखसूस अंदाज में आज की इस मजलिस-ए-आज़ा के हवाले से नजराना अक़ीदत पेश करें।
Before we begin, remembering all of our Marhumeen, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat that have passed away from this world, especially Chaudhry Fayaz Hussain, who have organized and arranged today's Majlis-e-Aza for the Marhum Walid Chaudhry Muhammad Afsar Hussain and for the Marhum brother Chaudhry Muhammad Riyaz Hussain, and for all the Mu'mineen that have passed away from this world, that no one is remembering them, especially your Marhumeen. Rahmallahu Surat al-Fatiha. Can we have a loud salawat, please?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi Muhammad.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. As-salatu was-salamu ala sayyidil ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Tabib qulubina wa tabib nufusina abil qasim Muhammad. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ahlihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin al-ma'sumin al-muntajabin. Wa la'natullahi ala a'da'ihim ajma'in. Qala Rasulullahi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, Hussain minni wa ana min al-Hussain. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi Muhammad.
Allah Azza wa Jal, the Merciful, has blessed us all that we are amongst the believers of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. And today's majlis has been organized in the name of Imam Zain-Ul-Abideen alayhi salatu wassalam. Imam Zain-Ul-Abideen's name was Ali. And he had many titles, and amongst the famous titles of Imam Zain-Ul-Abideen is Sayyidul Sajideen. Sayyidul Sajideen is amongst the many titles of the fourth Imam. And Alhamdulillah, there is a law set by Allah Azza wa Jal that the Ma'asum Imams that we, the Shia of Ali, have been blessed with, every single Imam, from the first Imam, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam, to the final Imam who is going to return, Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Sharif. Every single Imam that we have, every Imam that comes after the previous Imam, His job is to give ta'eed, to tell people that the Imam before me was a haqq. Not like some of the people that have chosen as their leaders and as their rahbars, every single person who is amongst the humans. Yani their fitrat is that they try to outdo the previous person. But the silsila of imamat is such that every imam that came after the imam, their job was to confirm that all of the amal, all of the actions, all of the sayings, all of the doings of the previous imam, the imam which is after that imam, he also has those qualities. Why? Because the Holy Prophet said, Awwaluna Muhammad, Awsutuna Muhammad, wa Akhiruna Muhammad. Yani all the imams from Ali to Mahdi, in the sirat, in the kirdar, in the way they speak, in the way they talk, in the way they move people towards Allah, is the same law which Allah has sent, because these are those imams that are hujjat from Allah on this world. Yani every single imam that we have been blessed with is a hujjat, yani he is a representative of Allah Azza wa Jal. He is a proof that Allah Azza wa Jal exists. And the title of Imam Sajjad, yani he has many titles, but one of the most famous title of Imam Sajjad is Sayyidus Sajideen. Yani the one who is the king, the one who is the upmost from all other people. Why? Because his sajda, the way he prostrates to Allah, is so maqbool to Allah Azza wa Jal, that he has been given the title Sayyidus Sajideen. Now every single person, all of us, we are all sajids. Yani we are all people that do sajda to Allah Azza wa Jal. What is the difference between us and Imam Sajjad? Yani sajid is that person who looks for a place to do his sajda. Sajid is the name of that person who looks for a place to do sajda. And we have many categories. Yani we have to make sure the zameen is parked, the zameen is not belonging to anyone else. We have permission to recite salah on that. Yani many conditions come with us doing sajda. And finally, when we find a plot of land or a place in which we can recite our salah, we are known as sajid. And the name sajjad means that that land which looks for an imam, that imam will come and do sajda on me, and I will become the best land in the lands. That person upon whom the land looks for, his name is Imam Sajjad. Sajjad is the title of that personality, that the land, the zameen, looks forward that someone like him will come and do sajda for him. The land is dua. That's why Imam is known as Sayyidus Sajideen. You know, this month of Muharram, it is a time in which we can relate to Ahlul Bayt. Where are we and where are they? We cannot compare ourselves, but as their followers, it is our job to make sure that we change our lives according to the teachings of Ahlul Bayt. Imam Sajjad, look at the life of Imam Sajjad. How did Imam Sajjad spend his life? You know, when we are surrounded by tragedies, and when all over we are only receiving bad news, a person like us with weak iman, even we move away from Allah Azza wa Jalla. And we question Allah, Ya Allah, why me? Why these tragedies are falling upon me? You know, when you hear something positive, yani you hear something positive about a certain community, about certain people, about a certain action. The fitrat of the insan is that when we hear something positive, we as humans can say positive things from a positive angle. If you listen to what I'm saying and try to understand the azmat of Imam Sajjad. Yani if we hear something positive, we can say something positive. And if we hear something negative, we can say something negative. And there are certain people that when they hear something positive, their job is to always find the negative side of that thing. We have them in our community. Some people come to the Majlis of Imam Hussain. This is that place that is known as Jannat. It is heaven on earth when you are sitting in the Majlis of Imam Hussain. But then we have certain people that come and say, the carpet wasn't clean, there wasn't a fan, it was too hot, the sound wasn't clear. Yani they people are those that take negativity out of everything which is positive. There is nothing more positive than the Majlis of Aba Abdullah al-Hussain. And then there are some people that when they hear something negative, they find negativity more from that negative action. Yani you see someone's son who is doing a negative amal, a negative action. You will never see someone praising him. Yani I saw someone who was smoking, you will never say, oh mashallah, smoking has these effects on a person. You will always find more negativity from that action. He's going to die early, he's going to get cancer, he's going to get this, he's going to get that. Have you ever seen a person that out of a negative action, out of a negativity in his life, out of something which is going against him, he says something positive? There are limited people. But this is where the life of Imam Sajjad comes into view. Imam Sajjad, the most difficult period of his life was on the eve of Ashura. When Imam Hussain is getting ready for the battle, all of the companions, all of the children of Ahlul Bayt, they are willing to give themselves for Imam Hussain. And Imamat was given to Imam Sajjad on the 10th of Muharram. After the passing of Imam Hussain, Imam Sajjad became the Imam of his time. Someone like us will always find negative aspects. But look at Imam Sajjad, how out of all of the troubles and the musibah that the Imam is facing, when the Imam became the Imam of his time, he looks towards the Asman, the heavens, and he says, Alhamdulillah, Allah, you have chosen me as an Imam. It is the life of Imam Sajjad. After all of the tragedies that the Imam was faced with, he still found positive words to praise Allah. This is the lesson that we should take from Imam Sajjad. We should see that out of all the musibah, the troubles that we have in our lives, we can always find a positive angle from all the negative actions in our life. We can move towards Allah Azza wa Jal through the wasila of Ahlul Bayt, through looking at the lives of Ahlul Bayt. Majalis are not a place for you to come and just to sit and wait for the food. Even though Niyaz is part of the Majlis of Imam Hussain. But Majlis of Aba Abdullah al-Hussain, the gathering of Aba Abdullah al-Hussain should be used to change yourself. Our youngsters, our youth say that they cannot connect with Ahlul Bayt. The reason why they cannot connect with Ahlul Bayt is because they are finding it hard to understand who Ahlul Bayt are. It is our responsibility. We take them to all majalis. We should attend all majalis. But we should always bear in mind that our children, they are English speaking. And they need lectures and they need motivation and encouragement in the language that they can relate with. The zikr of Ahlul Bayt is such a universal zikr that even as small as a 6-month-old child can relate from the Masa'ib of Abu Abdullah. The smallest soldier of Imam Hussain in Karbala was 6 months old. The 13-year-old son of Imam Hassan Mujtaba, when he was asked by Imam Hussain, when Imam Hussain asked him, "O Qasim, why is it that you are eager to die for Islam? Why is it that you are eager in finding martyrdom?" 13-year-old. We say that our children, they are not old enough. A 13-year-old's message is for the youth until Yawm al-Qiyamah. Imam Hussain, when he asked Hazrat Qasim, "O Qasim, how is it that you find death?" Hazrat Qasim says, "O Uncle Hussain, O Imam Hussain, I find death sweeter than honey." Where did a 13-year-old boy learn that? That is through the tarbiyat of his walidain. We can teach our children. We can bring our children to the doorstep of Ali Muhammad. But we have to make an effort. You know, summer starts, every single person starts planning what they are going to do over the summer holidays. All parents are making efforts for their children to the seaside, to the clubs, where they can go and find fun for themselves. Halal clubs, before you take them to the haram way. You know, clubs for the children. We all think about this. Has anyone ever thought that let's take our children to the Majlis of Imam Hussain, that they can learn something from the Seerat of Ahlul Bayt? The reason why our children are not following in the footsteps of Ahlul Bayt is because we don't want them to follow in the footsteps of Ahlul Bayt. We are more happy in providing the dunya for them. They want a game, we will save up and we will provide that game for them. They want to watch a film, we will do our best to make sure that they watch that film. Everything we do so that our children attach themselves to this dunya. What is it that we are doing so that our children attach with Ahlul Bayt? If you cannot bring them to the Majlis of Imam Hussain, you can use social media, YouTube, for anything else. You want to figure something out? Social media, YouTube. You want to know how to put a game together? YouTube. Even as much as people, you want to fix your car? YouTube. Something wrong with your mobile? YouTube. Yani everything that we need to prepare ourselves for this dunya, we are using YouTube and social media. But when it comes to preparing our children to be soldiers of Imam Mahdi Ajalallahu Farju Sharif, we are not using this social media. It is a modern world, a modern era. We should use everything at our disposal to make our children, their kirdar, their akhlaq, the way they talk, the way they move, everything in their life should be according to the teachings of Ahlul Bayt. Imam Sajjad was surrounded by all tragedies. And it wasn't just for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Imam Sajjad from Karbala to Kufa to Sham, and from Sham back to Karbala, and from Karbala back to Medina. Every single period of the Imam's life was surrounded by tragedies, musibat, the troubles. But the Imam showed us how to do sabr. Hazrat Ayub alayhi salatu wasalam, a prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal. Hazrat Ayub was surrounded by tragedies. 18 children Hazrat Ayub had. They were in the house, the roof collapsed. All 18 children of Hazrat Ayub died. Hazrat Ayub was blessed with lands. And all of the lands Hazrat Ayub used to provide food for himself and his people. Today, if we have someone who has a few canal of land in Pakistan, we call him the richest person. Hazrat Ayub had hundreds and hundreds of canals. All of that land was used to provide crop for himself, his children and his followers. When Allah tested Hazrat Ayub lost all the land. Famine came, all of the land was destroyed. What did Hazrat Ayub do? He said, Alhamdulillah. We lose 5 pence and we are worried all night that we have lost 5 pence. We lose something and we ponder over that for many months, and even after a few years we remember that I lost so and so. But we never say, Ya Allah, whatever you had given me, it was from you. If you have taken it, that is belonging to you. Hazrat Ayub lost his children. Hazrat Ayub lost his lands. Hazrat Ayub, the biggest test from Allah Azza wa Jal, after your aulad is your sehat, your health. Hazrat Ayub fell ill. And he fell ill to such an extent that he developed boils on his body. Such boils that pus started coming out of the boils of Hazrat Ayub's body. To such an extent that the people around him that were always there, always helped him, always supported him, those people turned around and said to Hazrat Ayub, Ya Nabi Allah, we cannot bear the smell of the boils. Oh Nabi, we want you to leave our city. We want you to go to such a place where we cannot see you. His community told him to leave. Hazrat Ayub and his wife, they left, moved into a jungle, stayed there. Not once did Hazrat Ayub complain to Allah. And then we have that where the sabr of Hazrat Ayub ends. Hazrat Ayub, after suffering the death of his children, the famine of his lands, even his health to such an extent that people told him to leave. People then started pointing fingers at the wife of Nabi Allah. When people did that, Hazrat Ayub put up his hands. He said, Ya Allah, I have bared everything. I have bared the loss of my children. I have bared the loss of my health. I have bared the loss of my lands. But now people are pointing fingers at my wife. She is my izzat. She is my honor. Ya Allah, I cannot bear that anymore. Where the sabr and the patience of Nabi Allah Ayub ends, that is where the sabr of Imam Sajjad begins. Allah Akbar. We cannot understand the azmat of Imam Sajjad. We try. The thing is that we always associate Imam Sajjad as the one that was ill in Karbala. We always say Bimare Karbala, the one that was ill in Karbala. But even in such a state, Imam Sajjad moved people towards Allah. Azadaro, the musibat of Imam Sajjad, those people that cannot cry for Imam Sajjad, they need to question that they are not having ma'rafat of Imam Zain-Ul-Abideen. Azadaro, Imam Sajjad says that even though I was surrounded by tragedies, I could not bear the questions of my sister Sayyida Sakina. Sometimes you know that children ask such questions that even it makes you wonder, it makes you cry. Look at the questions that Sayyida Sakina asked Imam Sajjad. When they were made prisoners, she says, "Oh brother Sajjad, don't they understand that we are children?" Azadaro, when Sayyida Sakina was in the prison and Ahl Bayt was moved from one prison to the other. Some prison was so much that they were so black, pitch black, there are no windows. They couldn't see anything. And some prisons were such that they had no roofs. Azadaro, when Sayyida Sakina was in that prison where it had no roof, she says, "Oh brother Sajjad, can I ask you a question? Oh Sajjad, I have been seeing that since every morning I see birds and they fly across the sky. Oh Sajjad, where are these birds going?" Imam says, "Oh Sakina, these birds are leaving every morning to find a rizq for themselves. And once they have found a rizq, they will return home." Sayyida Sakina begins to cry and she says, "Oh Sajjad, every bird when it leaves, it returns to its house. Oh Sajjad, are we ever going to go back to Medina?" And I bet my heart says that Imam Sajjad probably cried, and Imam Sajjad said to himself, "Oh Sakina, everyone will return to Medina, but oh Sakina, you will be left here in the prison." Zadaro, Imam Sajjad was surrounded by tragedies. There are a few janazeh, a few funerals in history that people remember and they still cry. The first Azadaro is the janaza of Fatima-ul-Zahra. Only 14 people in Rawayat say were with the janaza of Fatima-ul-Zahra. Sayyida said, "Oh Ali, I don't want those people to attend that made me cry in my life." The second janaza Azadaro is the janaza of Imam Hassan Mushtaba. Every janaza you see, it is covered with a white shroud, but the janaza of Imam Hassan was in red. Why? Because the Muslims fired so many arrows at the janaza of Imam Hassan that the white coffin turned into red. Azadaro, the third janaza is the janaza of Imam Musa-e-Kazim. No one wanted to lift the janaza. Servants came and they put the janaza of Imam Musa-e-Kazim on the bridge of Baghdad. But Azadaro, we cry today for Imam Sajjad. Imam Sajjad's janaza was that those anchors that Imam Sajjad was wearing in his life, those barriers that Imam Sajjad was wearing, those chains that covered the body of Imam Sajjad. When Imam Sajjad passed away, these chains were on top of the body of Imam Sajjad. People say that the body was so heavy to lift because the body of Imam Sajjad was covered in chains. Imam Sajjad, when the final time came, he began to cry. The children brought water. Imam Sajjad says, "Oh Bakir, how can I drink water? My father Hussain was thirsty in Karbala. No one gave water to my father Hussain." My sisters kept saying, "Al-Atash, Al-Atash, Al-Atash." Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ya Ilahi, for the sake of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wa salam, we do dua to you with the wasila of Ahlul Bayt. Ya Ilahi, the zikr that we have done, the masail that we have heard, the majalis which we are attending, all of the sawab that we are going to gain from the zikr of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. Allah, we request you that you put this in the Nama Ahmad of all of the Marhumeen of Chaudhry Fayaz Hussain, especially their Marhum father, Chaudhry Muhammad Afsar, and their brother, Chaudhry Muhammad Riyaz Hussain. Ya Ilahi, with the wasila of the zikr of Ahlul Bayt, give them shafa'at of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. Ya Ilahi, we do dua all those people that are ill, give them shifa through the zikr of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. Ya Ilahi, we do dua through the wasila of Ahlul Bayt, Anjuman, Ghulaman-e-Aulad-e-Zahra, Salam, Allah, عليها, is striving towards bringing people towards the door of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. Ya Ilahi, every single person who is helping in this mission of Imam Hussain, in the mission of the wilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib, grant them success and barakat through Muhammad and Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. Ya Ilahi, our dua is that our children follow in the footsteps of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. Ya Ilahi, with the wasila of Imam Zamana, Ajjalallahu Farjuh Sharif, every person associated with the Hussain family, all the people of Chaudhry Fayaz Hussain, all of his Marhumeen, Ya Ilahi, that have passed away, especially their mother and father, grant them a place in the Jawar of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ya Ilahi, hasten the reappearance of our 12th Imam, Imam Sahibul Asr wal Zaman, everyone together. Allahumma ajil li waliyika al-faraj, Allahumma ajil li waliyika al-faraj, اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. رب صل على محمد وآل محمد برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل وسلم.